Welcome back to I'll Tell Me Ma Workshop. This little workshop, we have a small wee little chunk of music here in lesson 3. I'll do non-embellishments, then embellishments, and then we'll talk about timing. Where would you tap your foot throughout this first line? And this first line is repeated. So if once you get this lesson 3 down, this line is repeated. So you've got half the tune under your belt already. And I'd love for you to get the rest of the tune into your piping repertoire. So click on the link below to access all the rest of the lessons. And if it's just that sheet music you're after, it's in the link below. You can get that at my Patreon page. So let's get going on lesson 3 here. And if you're enjoying these workshops, these videos from Get Bagpipe Ready, let me know, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you like best. Let me know your favorite tune that you're working on or a tune you want to see at Get Bagpipe Ready. Let me know in the comments below. So here we're going to start off on that E that we ended off on lesson 2. So I'll play up to that E. Remember that E strike in lesson 2? So we're on that E. So from that E to the end of the line 1. That's the chunk we're working on. Now without embellishments. Okay, without embellishments. Well, half the embellishments. We have 2 Ds in a row, so we're going to separate them with a strike. But even if you're not doing grace notes, doublings, torluous, crunluous, all that jazz, grips, I know you can do this D strike. I know you can do it. So we're on the E. We go up to the F just by lifting up that middle finger. And then we go back to the E. We won't worry about that grace note for the moment. Good so far? From there, we're going to drop down to the D. Little bit trickier transition. So E down to D. Make sure the pinky finger comes down on the hole. All the other fingers of the top hand come up at the same time. Top hand ring fingers coming down. So once we're on that D, now for the strike. We're just going to drop all the fingers down and up. Now we did the strike with the E before, a little bit simpler, just doing one finger. Here in the sheet music I've got written going right down to that low G, so dropping all the fingers down and coming back up again. So if you wanted a little bit simpler, you could drop down just that top finger. So that would be an option as well. And yeah, let's talk about that one grace note that we haven't added in yet, and then we'll talk a little bit about timing, where to tap your foot in this first line. So that's where that grace note is. So it's from the F going down to the E. Our first move is going to be lifting up that top finger. Second move, middle finger comes down, and third move, last but not least, top finger comes down. There's the slow motion version. Slow motion version, top finger lifts, second finger comes down, then top finger comes down. So that's our grace note, and then after our grace note, going right down to that D and then doing that D strike. And then you'll see at the end of the line there's these 2 little dots, one above the other. They're not snake eyes, they're repeat dots. So that tells us we go back and we play the whole first line again. So if you worked really hard in lessons 1 and 2 and you're confident that you already got half the tune under your belt. Now, timing. We can see on the far left of the first line there's a 2 above a 4. That tells us it's 2/4 time. So the 2 tells us there's 2 beats in every bar. So if we're clapping along, singing along, tapping our foot along, I don't know how you clap along while you're playing the chanter, but anyway, you can put in the comments below if you know how to do that. go. You're doing 2 beats per bar. Dum ba da dee da da dee da 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 dee da da da. 2 downbeats per bar. A bar is between 2 vertical lines on the crossing lines of the sheet music. Between 2 vertical lines is a bar of music, or a measure of music. So 2 beats per bar. The 4 tells us that's the quarter note that gets the beat. I'm not going to go too much into quarter notes, 8 notes, all that, because I don't want you hopping over to the other video. the one that tells you about the mystery dentist brush that was used in the military and it'll change your life forever. Don't want you watching those crazy advertisements. Keep working on your piping. So 2 beats per bar. Where those downbeats are going to be, that's as technical as we'll get with music theory this lesson. So in our first bar of music, first downbeat is on that low A. So what I'd suggest is just using a bit of a colored pen and do a little tick mark above that note, or above the staff lines, the crossing lines, but where that note is, do a little tick line. That tells you that's where you're going to tap your foot. Low A up to D, and then the next one will be on that F. Low A, D, F. That's the other tap. If we move on to the second bar, our first tap will be on that G. G, F, F, and then the next one will be on that second F after that grace note. Moving to the third bar, F, E, E. First downbeat will be on that first note of the third bar, that F. Second downbeat will be on the second E of the bar. And then last but not least, the fourth bar of the line, E, D, D. So that first note, that E gets the downbeat, and then the second D, the last note of the bar, gets the downbeat. So you should have 2 tick marks in each bar. We haven't done a ton of sheet music, but now you know if you're humming along, you can clap. If you're playing along, you can tap your foot. Good job getting through lessons 1 to 3, and I can't wait to see you in lesson 4. Click on the link below and we'll be going into lesson 4 whenever you're ready.